Lily's Boys!
Hud alayhi salam.
After the great flood, the descendants of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam populated the earth. Prophet Nuh alayhi salam have many grandsons, and they have even more grandsons. Like that, the population of earth grew quickly. Many of them settled down in ancient Yemen. It is said that those who settled down here were the descendants of Iram, one of the grandsons of Prophet Nuh alayhi salam. They were called the Ad people. The Ad people were big and strong, and they were very hardworking too. They were known for their craftsmanship, especially in the construction of tall, beautiful buildings. The people of Ad grew rich, and they erected huge towers on top of every mountain nearby to showcase their skills. They were very proud of what they had become. At first, all of them were good Muslims and prayed to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But as time went by, they were misled by shaitan. The Ad people made idols from the store and started worshipping these idols. They ignored Allah's warnings and worshipped these idols instead and fell into bad ways. That was when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala decided to send another prophet to earth. This time, Allah chose the prophet from among themselves to warn them as a trusty advisor. Allah has sent me to you, he said to his people. He was the one who told you everything. He gave you this world. He gave you your children. He gave you your animals. You should stop worshipping false gods. There is only one Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You should be obeying his commands, he told them. But the people of Ad shouted back at the Prophet, Who are you to advise us? Why should we listen to you? And we ignored the Prophet. I was chosen to convey God's message. He told them calmly, Listen to what I say. If you do not, then I fear that God will punish you. The people didn't listen and they said, You are nothing but a liar. Why should we listen to the words of a liar? I am not a liar, the Prophet told them. And the Ad people said, If you're not a liar, then prove what you're saying is true. Tell Allah to send the punishment. Hud alayhi salam was sad and disappointed when he heard this. I am not a liar. I'm a prophet of Allah, he told them earnestly. But no one believed in him and walked away. The Prophet tried preaching to different tribes as well. Do you think the houses you have built is going to last forever? He asked them. Remember that is Allah who gave you your fortunes. He is my Lord and your Lord, and only in him should you trust. I have already warned you before. If you don't obey Allah, he will choose some other people to take your place. Allah knows and hears everything. But the elders of the tribe too rejected him, calling him a fool and a liar. The Prophet tried again to convince them. Oh, my people, I'm not a fool, he told them. I am a messenger from the Lord of the worlds. I am letting you know his will and give you my honest advice. They didn't listen to the Prophet, and they too turned them back on him. They continued worshipping the idols. There were only very few people on Ad who listened to the words of the Prophet. Hud alayhi salam realized that Allah was going to punish the people of Ad soon. Allah punishes the disbelievers no matter how rich, tyrannical, or great they are. In the next few days, a drought spread throughout the land. The sky no longer sent its rain, and the sun scorched the desert sands. Odd people came to the Prophet asking, Why is drought? Hud the Prophet answered, Allah is angry with you if you believe in him. He will accept you and he will send the rains. "You are such a fool," they laughed at the Prophet. More obstinate and sarcastic, the drought increased and the trees turned yellow and the plants died. But the people continuing to worship the idols. Many months went by, and the Ad people did not receive even a single raindrop. The Ad people refused to accept Allah as their God, had prayed to the idols of sending the rains. But the drought went on the 3 long years. One day when the Prophet was offering his prayers, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala asked the Prophet to gather his true companions and told him to leave Ad. Shortly afterwards, a huge black cloud appeared in the sky over the people of Ad. The disbelievers didn't realize that it was Allah who had sent the clouds as a warning to them. They thought that this large cloud was going to give them the rains instead and worship the idols again. The weather changed suddenly from burning, dry and hot to stinging cold with the wind and shook everything. Trees, plants, tents, even men and women. The wind increased day after night and night after night. The Ad people realized that was a punishment sent by Allah and began fleeing. They ran to their house to hide, but the wind got stronger and they ripped their houses apart. The people had hid in the basement of the huge buildings that they made. The wind was so strong the defendants collapsed, and the disbelievers died in the space bullets. The storm raged of 8 days and 7 nights. The violent winds do not stop until the entire region was reduced to ruins. And all the wicked people were not destroyed. Only a Prophet Hud alayhi salam and his people were safe. Because they heeded the warnings of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, they migrated to Hadramaut and lived there in peace, worshipping Allah, their true God.